old school Weiss shears. Back in the day, not that these were the only scissors that you can get, but they were just the fucking best. Fuck. Is it raining out here, or what do you got going on? Now I know you're thinking, what the hell is a Giant fan doing? Masking and creating a Rams helmet. Well, you know what? Well, you know what? I hate that shit. You know what? Listen to me, all that. Fuck all that. However, obviously this is not for me. For a friend of mine.
Yeah. Watch your step, because you won't be the first guy in a wheelchair I've beat up.
And yeah, you can see it's like pretty much just the rough work has been done. You know, I got everything painted up. It's neither here nor there. That's not what I'm here to talk about. But I'll do the heavy lifting on this. And then I don't know if anybody realizes that, my wife was a art teacher. She was an art teacher for, 30, for at least 30 years, 32, 30, whatever it is. However, she is an actual genuine artist. She doesn't, she doesn't make a living on being an artist, but she did for 30-something years. Actually, she worked at another art joint before, before she was a teacher. But that's neither here nor there. The other day, I was fucking off in the house doing whatever it is I was doing, and I overheard her listening to one of her shows. There's a show called Call the Midwife, which is based in post-WW2 era England, on the west side of England, and it is based out of I don't know if it's a convent or a hospital or a little bit of both, which these things were zipping around all through England and more England. I don't know about the United States, but even so, it's a fucking show, all right? Anyway, you got midwives who, back in the day, not everybody went to the hospital to have a kid. Really, it was very much... Hospitals were pretty much reserved for those that had money. And midwives would come to wherever you were, and they would assist in giving birth to a child. That was their strong point. There were no OBGs. They weren't, they were midwives. This is a show that she just likes to watch and stuff like that. And I do watch it because the characters are rather interesting and things like that. And it's just, it's a show based on life. So there's no downside. It's just the topic in the situation is rather unusual, but not really. If you were living back then, it wouldn't be unusual. But there was a scene that actually grabbed me. And check this out.
It's about the disagreeable nature of our last party. And I decided I must return.
Did God tell you that?
We are both guided by the voices of wisdom. From whence they originate, we need not agree.
So what do your voices say then?
That by returning here might ease suffering.
Do you really think you can help me?
I know I can. It has become clear to me that I did not seek your help because I fear death. What I fear is death in life, the loss of purpose. Like you, I was given a vocation, and like you, I need to help people in order to feel alive.
I have been working on now an idea of a video based on pretty much exactly that point. And the reason that I hadn't made the video up to this point in time is because, you know, I've always had something else going on or something like, you know, whatever it was. However, that was the thing that really, it made me go, you know what, it's time for you to put all those ideas and shit like that you had into some type of, I wouldn't go as far as to say a documentary, but I don't know, yeah, it works for me. Fuck it, documentary that, you know, things that I've caught over years of my life that I never really thought about, but I thought about it. I know that sounds really confusing. However, at the same time, you know, we learn lessons. Where you learn your lessons and how you learn your lessons are not overly important. The important part is the fact that you learn said lessons. But some time ago, it was another bad movie. No, it wasn't a bad movie, actually. I thought it was pretty good. Had Jack Palance in it, had Billy Crystal, and it was a movie called City Slickers. And it was also very reminiscent of something that I've always held as a direction or an idea of, you know, it is, we all run into situations where we're confused and we don't know which way to go. And that's just called being a human being. Humans we're flawed by nature, or indecisive by nature, and when we do get an idea, we have to act, we have to do whatever we have to do in order to do what we need to do. I hate when I do that. However, that's a little idiosyncrasy that gives you a moment to figure out what the words that you're going to say. I desperately try to not use it, but I keep shit in the bed and I do it anyway. This scene from City Slickers also is part of one of the religions or the directions that I not directions, but, well, check out this scene.
I'm just saying.
How old are you? 38.
39.
Yeah. You don't come up here about the same age, same problems. You spend about 50 weeks a year getting knots in your rope, and then you think 2 weeks up here will time for you. None of you get it. Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
This.
Your finger?
One thing. Just one thing. You stick to that and everything else don't mean shit.
That's great, but what's the one thing?
That's what you gotta figure out.
The one thing. what is it, how is it, where is it, who is it, everything else like that in between. It is perfectly stated, and as fuck that out of here. As perfectly as it's stated, it still remains, it's a massive question. Just the one thing. You know, the problem is, what is the one thing? Just like, you know, Jack Palance in that scene, the one thing is, it all depends on you. You have to figure that out. Nobody can help you with that. And that is one of the biggest problems with, you know, the situation with spinal cord injury and how you go about either, you know, taking action to either improve your situation or stop concerning yourself with the situation. Now, obviously, if anybody's watched this channel for more than like 4 minutes, you realize that fucking bugs all over that joint. Get the fuck out of here. How do you go about that? I don't know. But the channel itself, I've always tried to give ideas of things perhaps you can do, perhaps things you can't do, or whatever it is. But I do not try to tell you that you should just say fuck it and sit back and enjoy the fucking movie, because that shit is not happening. I try to give you an idea of what it is I'm doing. Not so that you can follow me in exactly what it is I'm doing, so you can take up the initiative for yourself to try to improve your situation. There's a song by a death metal band.
Just because you're breathing doesn't mean that you're alive. Just because you're human doesn't mean you have to die.
If you listen to that, the lyrics right there, as disturbed as the music is and everything else like that, just because you're breathing truly does not mean that you're alive. That's an absolute. There's another scene, and I'm going to connect all these things to different movies, and I don't know. I'll look for some of the poetry and some of the writings that I've read over the years. However, I don't think, you know, most are going to really find that overly impactful, or whether you're even going to look into it. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the, I'll put links in the description box below. Perhaps you want to look at it, perhaps you don't want to look at it. You can do what you got to do. I'm not here to tell you what or what not to do. I'm here to just simply elaborate on some of the things that have inadvertently and unknowing to me at the time have become very beneficial for me and very much, oh geez, what term would I use here? Have been motivational even when I didn't know that they were being motivational. Go figure. I'll put up this final scene of a movie I watched some years ago. Once again, I thought it was a rather profound statement. Very truthful. But I didn't think it would be so impactful as it is right now into the situation that I have going on right now.
I don't think that's too much to ask.
I don't think you ought to be doing this to yourself, Andy. This is just shitty pipe dreams. I mean, Mexico is way the hell down there, and you're in here, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, right. That's the way it is. It's down there and I'm in here. I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
pretty much boils it all down. You have to find out what your purpose is. And it could be one thing, it could be two things, it could be however many things. You have to figure that out. Nobody can help you with that. Then you have to figure out how to go about that. And I'll finish with this last one. Do your thing.
Be more than happy to bring the sacrament to you, sister, during or after the service, whichever you would prefer.
You are offering to bring me the communion for the sick?
Absolutely.
So, you are under the impression that I am ill?
Well, no,
Or
but...
perhaps you offer the Eucharist as a viaticum for my final journey to the beyond?
I merely meant, given your current situation...
Despite my situation, I can assure you I do not yet require the last rites. I may be verging on decrepitude, but I am not yet dead.